The Tyrant and the Exile. Why the integrated man wins.
Introduction. The seduction of the binary. Modern culture loves binaries because they are easy to market. You are told strength looks like domination, volume, certainty, relentless imposition. The man who bends rooms to his will and leaves no question who is in charge. Or you are told strength looks like detachment, stoicism stripped of warmth, silence mistaken for superiority. The man who needs nothing, asks nothing, reveals nothing. Pick one, they say. Be the tyrant, or be the exile. But neither governs fully. Chapter 1. The Tyrant Without Governance. The tyrant burns through systems faster than he stabilizes them. He enforces but does not regulate. He dominates but does not self-audit. His power depends on pressure. Remove the pressure and you see the ego underneath. Outward force has its place. Standards must be enforced. Decisions must be made. Weakness cannot always be negotiated with. But outward force without inward governance becomes performance. It escalates because it can. It punishes to prove a point. It mistakes intensity for authority. That is not strength. That is volatility. Chapter 2. The Exile Without Impact. The exile avoids corruption, but he often avoids impact. He contains himself so well, he forgets to act. He withdraws so efficiently, he convinces himself it's wisdom. He calls it sovereignty, when it is sometimes just retreat. Inward governance has its place. Self-audit prevents delusion. Emotional regulation prevents chaos. Outcome independence prevents desperation. But inward governance without outward force becomes passivity. Boundaries blur. Standards decay. You become stable but irrelevant. That is not strength. That is insulation. Chapter 3. The Failure of Extremes. One overuses force. One overuses restraint. Neither is complete. Outward force without inward governance is ego. Inward governance without outward force is avoidance. Strength that cannot modulate becomes brittle, and brittle systems shatter under pressure. Chapter 4. Range is power. Integrated strength is not an identity. It is range. Can you escalate without losing composure? Can you de-escalate without feeling diminished? Can you impose when integrity demands it? Can you release when ego demands it? That is regulation under pressure. That is adulthood. Chapter 5. Application at work. Know when to enforce standards and when to withdraw attention. Not every inefficiency deserves a speech. Not every slight deserves correction. Sometimes you impose structure. Sometimes you let entropy expose itself. In relationships, hold ground without theatrics. Disengage without punishment. Do not collapse to maintain connection. Do not dominate to secure loyalty. Choose the response that preserves integrity. In personal discipline, push when growth requires friction. Reflect when repetition becomes blindness. Not every hard day needs more force. Not every tired day needs indulgence. Closing. Mechanics over myth. This is not myth. It is mechanics. The immature man chooses an identity and defends it. The disciplined man chooses a response and adjusts it. The tyrant reacts outward. The exile reacts inward. The integrated man regulates both. That is strength that lasts.